We're started.
Hello there, everybody! Welcome back to Rolls to Astonish Downtime Debrief. I know, this looks a little bit strange, a little bit odd, because you're actually seeing our faces for once. We're doing something different with it, so just roll with it. If you like it, we'll keep doing it. If not, let us know. Otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and roll right into our Downtime Debrief with which are mostly benevolent but sometimes malevolent Dungeon Mastermind with Specialmax, or Haley as I'm known in real life. And with us we have the crew of the Legends of the Five Amulets campaign, our agents of the Avengers. I brain farted there for a second. Don't mind me. So go ahead and introduce yourself, guys, one at a time.
Fuck it, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Tim. And believe it or not, I play the flamboyant, flashy rogue, Burles.
Well, he's lounging in bed.
You are too.
Well, I'm sitting up at least. Because I can't lay down and do my computer. It doesn't work like that.
My desk is in the other room, and it's not comfy.
And
Good point.
mine's not either, but
my desk isn't comfy either, but hey.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Alright, moving on. Who wants to go next? What are y'all?
Evan. Do Evan.
Well, you know, it's your boy, me. I really don't have much to say. I'm just here recording.
Evan plays
he play-
ever
You
stoic
kind of-
Karen.
You kind of play a character, sir.
Oh
yeah.
I play Garen.
You like forget that you're Garen, our juggernaut bitch.
I was supposed to say I was Garen.
Okay. Anyway, next. Somebody. Anybody.
Hello, my name is Em, and I play Sister Killsec.
Just
Yeah, Sister Killsick, our half-drow paladin of Nemesis.
That
Listen,
makes ancient skeletal dragons her bitch.
Well, it wasn't ancient, but you know what? I'll give it to you.
No,
It
Vincent
was
said it was
old.
ancient.
It was an old skeleton.
Yeah.
No, that was the story I was going to tell because I'm a bard and I do shit like that, but that's not what.
Okay, anyway, Zach, go.
Oh, me?
Yes, you
Well, I am Zach, and I play Envy in this game of nonsense and chaos.
Well, more Leif, as we're referring to you.
Yes, I am Leif.
Our multi-personality half-drow rogue fuck.
Oh, Steven, you make me feel so bad for playing my character the way I did.
Okay.
And
Bod?
last and but not least, and I never thought I'd say this, but probably the character that has the most grounding in basic D&D, aside from maybe Killsec. I play Vincent the Bard. I'm ridiculous.
Owner of a
and-
sentient guitar, and
I was gonna get to that. I have a sentient guitar.
You're going slow.
It was for effect, okay? I'm a bard. Gotta let
Letting
me
me go
bard.
down right now.
We gotta wrap up at 1:30. Bard faster.
go ahead, Josh.
No, I play the bard. Vincent, who is, I think this is when this is when we find out about the connection with Celeste. So I'll leave that out. I have a sentient guitar that does things and does weird things and has now given birth. But you have to check out our sessions to find out about that.
Yeah, it basically is a guitar that gives him schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
And he's always high because of it.
Exactly!
No, he's always high because Josh is just a motherfucker that loves the weed.
No, it's
Devil's
not.
lettuce.
It isn't because I love it. It's more of a necessity. It is more medicinal than I want to get high. So
Yes, for medicinal use. We are not advocating the smoking of marijuana unless it's
No.
for medicinal use.
You
Saying
want
that
to
now.
For clarity on the stream, I have broken my ankle, I have anxiety and insomnia, and I have a tweaked back. So more than qualify. So it's more of a management thing. Plus, like I said, it's a de-stressor.
Mm-hmm.
But you won't ever see it live, since why I have my little handy-dandy thing, and if you check me out when I stream live, you know that this is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'd like to thank
Very
you for
nice stuff. Hard you
putting
have.
that down. You know, that was thoughtful, dog.
Yeah,
Dude,
that works.
I'm working on it. It's gonna be better. I've been slacking on my channel. So
It's all good, you know.
Xanthar 2111D6. Shameless plug.
Oh,
Dear. Okay, and as I say before, I am the dungeon mastermind here, and I control a lot of the NPCs that pop up in the game, including but not limited to right now. We have Ibgern, our wood elf druid. That if you guys have been watching the game as of late or keeping up with our downtime debriefs, you've likely figured out by now that they have hooked up. They are half souls and they are very much in love. However, Trouble in Paradise will pop up soon. You'll have to keep in tune with that with the Agli downtime, which will hopefully be gone over next time, where all the juicy little trigger warnings are going to start dropping. And I do mean that.
Sex.
And also
Suicide.
yeah, just a couple different
Fresh.
things. But anyway, and I also at this point control Sapphire, the halfling thief, which by this point in the downtime has been taken prisoner because she was found out as a traitor after the tomb was completed and they defeated the paladin and cultists that are waiting outside for them. And actually, the part we're going over is going to be the night before all this happened.
I just realized how far behind we are. Holy fuck.
I know, right?
we gotta
In game,
start
we just
tipping
in
up
game
this
we
shit.
just got In game we just finished up with Aglayla and we are moving on to Oslar. So if you want to tune in to keep up with that, follow us right here on Twitch. Go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow our Facebook page so you know when we are going live with certain videos and series and such. And if you want to keep up with the downtime, join our Discord server and you can keep up with everything that goes down the downtime in real time. At Rolls to Astonish. That's the name of everything across the
There's the lag.
board.
You're breaking up. for us.
Last time we finished up with going over visions that Burles, the glowing rogue, Eladrin rogue, received from his god Coralon in regards to a lot of stuff that's going down, and none of it's good. None of it's good at all. So
I'm
before
out of zebra cakes.
before we open up with that, or with our first scene, I'm going to go ahead and read a brief list of the a list of the visions that were received when, after meeting up with everybody else again, Burles and Kilsec decide to come together and share the visions of Coralon that Burles saw with Kilsec's goddess Nemesis to see and figure out exactly what the hell is going on as far as all this nonsense. Like, what is behind all this nonsense? And they got a little bit more insight, so if you guys will sit back and relax, I'll list them if I can stop hiccuping. Don't drink and read, kids.
And while she's retaining her composure, I will cut in and say that Burles has some big blue fucking balls because Burles is a rogue and he is going to be in the presence of the fucking goddess of divine retribution. I never said Burles was the smartest guy here.
But the fact you're a rogue. Anyway. Okay, so starting this off, because we got a big list here. This is just basically describing the scenes as they happen. And they go pretty in detail with it. So, starting off, this is after they go through the whole ritual. They blindfold themselves, cut their hands, drip onto the little balance scale thing that Kilsec has. And after some time, visions flood both minds as light and darkness envelop the two. You see a few different scenes flash in your minds. A female in red and white robes is relishing in light coming from a stained glass window depicting Ogma's symbol before switching to a scene of the same woman kneeling on the ground, grabbing her head in agony as a dark hand grabs at her, the window behind her shattered. The scene changes to dark hands reaching for the darkness to grab and tear at the symbols of the gods before a bright light forces them away. The view shifts to a hooded woman in white robes. Her vividly blue eye is the only thing visible due to the vibrant light. It changes again. You see the tower, but the view focuses on a window where a cloaked being is seen, or cloaked being can be seen looking over tomes with a strange shrine set to the side with several stones surrounding it, with sylvan runes of protection carved into them. The only identifiable item on the shrine is a painted portrait of the hooded figure. The scene then shifts to a series of shadow figures, each seemingly different in a sense, with the hooded woman set in the center of the line, a symbol of a sunburst glowing on a part of each shadow. Each turns to walk away, disappearing into dust until only the hooded figure remains, offering her hand as she speaks for the only time in any of these visions. The path of salvation is ripe with darkness, and I am your only guiding light. The scene changes again to the scroll gripped in the skeletal hand, panning to reveal a being in dark, tattered robes, with the hood drawn up. The only thing visible beneath is a set of silver pinpricks that could only be the eyes of the being before the scroll begins to burn in its grip, the howls of something in pain echoing in the darkness. A final flash reveals the shattered stained glass window again, only now it's slowly being reformed, revealing the other two symbols to be Ogma's scroll and an odd sunburst of some kind, alongside the symbols of the other gods. As the center begins to reform, however, you observe what initially broke it, a dark sector of some kind that had been flung through the window, with a skull mounted on the end. Basically, long story short, nothing good.
I just brain connected things. Can't talk about it because it's a debrief. Later. Brain.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no.
Now the strings are connecting.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Now you see where I'm going with this, Josh. Shush.
Oh,
Ready.
no.
And then it is shortly after this, after they get through the tomb and all that such, they go through the whole thing with the sapphire and the encounter and all that stuff. If you tuned into the episode where they actually went through the Tomb of Fortune, you understand exactly what happened there. They basically took Sapphire prisoner and headed off into the woods to go hide and figure out a plan in order to go to their next destination, which they weren't sure of at this moment until they received a letter from the Avengers of Zoathia, which happens a bit later on. But in the meanwhile, Ibgurn, our little wood-elf druid, decides that for the first time in like 100 years since he was, according, if you have kept up again with the game and the downtime debriefs, he was banished from his home after his father basically branded him with the brand of shame on his arm and basically sent him out of his home village. Ibgurn decides to commune with Relifan, his goddess, after a long time, and I don't know if I want to read this out or if we just wanted to give a TLDR of this. It's
For
up
all
to you guys.
players, Discord.
I saw the statement. I don't get it. I'm gonna say give the rundown. Just give the rundown.
I think yeah. The more we can consolidate, the faster we're gonna catch up.
All right. Basically, long story short is Ibgurn goes and enters into the realm of Relifan, but he finds it basically decayed and dead, and everything is just blackened and rotted. And this is basically an effect of one of the Dark Ones invading Relifan's realm, basically taking it over. He has an encounter with, I believe it's a wraith that I had him go up against. He obviously couldn't take it on his own. He almost got killed by it, but Relifan jumps in, saves him, basically gives a breakdown of things are going down, the Dark Ones are kind of coming back, and none of it is good. And not only is it basically a race against time in their world with Shavara trying to gather the the amulets of guidance, but it's a race against time for the gods because they're actively fighting against the three dark ones that are trying to encroach on their realms. Because basically, for a while now, they've been either capturing or killing off gods, and they're now aiming for the main pantheon of Zoathia. They've just taken out Rilifan's realm, and she's hiding out with Coralon in his little realm. And he currently is fighting off another one of the dark ones that is basically trying to bust down his front door. Long story short. It's not good all around. The mortals are on borrowed time, and the gods are on borrowed time, which that's not good either way. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. After that, he comes back from his communion, visibly shaken, trying to get himself calmed down and convey this information, which after everybody regroups, does get. And after this point, things do start kind of coming together, in a sense. Everybody starts connecting the pieces, which is where we're going to be picking up now with our current scene. Pardon me.
Pick up.
Okay, and I believe this scene, I just want to make sure I get this right. Yeah, this is after everybody head to bed for the night, and then I think yeah, this is in the morning. Kill 6 returns for her morning training. Vincent's up and about. The Nid, Ibgern's little wolf is up, and yeah, Vincent and Kilsick are talking a little bit, and we're going to actually start with them. Actually, let me see here.
So what's highlighted to me is Vincent today at 2:47 p.m. Is that where we start?
I thought it was going to be.
I'll just make sure there's nothing else we're missing, nothing important. And if we want to start a little bit further up, think on the nature of these amulets.
Okay. That's
That's Vince's line.
I mean, Josh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I am trying to clarify for you, Em.
That's okay.
Yeah, give me a sec. All right, where am I going? Where am I going? I need a thing. Give me a thing and a hoodat and a whatnot and a thingamawitchamabobber. I choose
226.
What page? To what?
226.
And
right near the bottom.
I was already there. I was already there.
Yeah. You should have been.
Yeah.
2:44 p.m. Think of
Okay,
the day.
I got it. I was already there. So
All right.
I'm starting at think of the nature of the amulets. Okay.
Yes.
Think of the nature of these amulets. They cannot be destroyed. Same principle. And the being behind the first lich is most likely looking for a stronger successor. We are on the clock at this point. We need to find a way to stop him, whatever the cost. And this time, we need to permanently end the threat. Which actually, to pause, is almost exactly what I was about to relay in chat to explain where I'm going with this.
Ironic. What? Are you saying the life of the Lich is connected to the survival of the amulets?
No. I am saying that an artifact of equal power is in play and the amulets are what we need to stop it. But we need something else. Something stronger than a god. Vincent seems as though he's changed a bit as far as his demeanor. He's not slouching. He seems more focused. He seems to be directed, more of a purpose right now. We need something from the time before the gods. We need a word of power. You see Vincent pull a book from his pack, a book that seems worn with age. At a glance, it looks like the same book that Envy carries.
Which is the Book of Celeste.
Which is the Book of Celeste. Guess my vacation is officially over. Vince whispers so that Kilsick only hears. Thank you, Celeste, for all you have allowed me to do. I proceed to return the favor you have shown me. And then he looks at Kilsick. You see, I too understand duty. Your god will be needed too. All that is left will. And we need all the help we can get. Sapphire comes with us.
Out of the question.
No, it's not. She's not a threat. She leaves us now, she will die.
Quick vote. Sapphire goes home. Yay or nay? Kilsa gives a thumbs up for yay.
Vincent goes thumbs down for nay.
She should regroup with her aunt and go from there. She is no longer our responsibility.
So you say, Kilsuck. Ivgern murmurs as he shuffles out of his tent, adjusting the pelt on his head as he approaches, which ironically I'm wearing a husky hat. I'm literally wearing the pelt. Yay. He has a few vivid scratches visible on his arms, but nothing obviously painful for at the moment. Oh my god, I just realized this is after their night together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a greenhouse, if I remember right.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, Burles and Ivgern's tent turned into a greenhouse for a bit.
No, the whole area turned into an autumn harvest. Pumpkin squash.
Wait! I asked if we could make pumpkin pie. We didn't make pumpkin pie.
You don't deserve it at this point. Fucking zookeeper master flex. Anyways, okay, we need to keep going because we are on a time crunch.
Yeah. Okay. The fact she sided with us instead of standing by Shavar's men means she knows what she did was wrong, and she wants to make it right. Leaving her at home would give them a bit of insight, but it would also damn her. Shavar sends a paladin stronger than the one we faced. If she sent one of her elites, it'd be a death sentence no matter what.
She can make it right by getting her aunt and hometown to ready for war.
I believe she would be better suited with us. They will be waiting for her return.
If she's tired of hiding in her aunt's shadow, she should show some goddamn valor and face what she's been running away from.
What better way than to strike at the heart of the matter than with us?
Vote.
I vote she stays with us.
Ah,
Oh yeah, right now you'd be sleeping with Sapphire. Not in that sense. They're just cuddling. They're just cuddling.
You both notice Envy is not at camp yet. Anyways.
yes,
Okay.
I'm not here.
I have to side with Vincent here. Sending her home would only give a bargaining chip to whatever paladin Shavar sends to get Hook. The halflings themselves are of no threat, and according to Sapphire, no one else is aware of the implications at stake. We already have a Zildi working on a pseudo-enchantment for the fake amulet to throw her off our tracks. And the Avengers are doing their best to avert Shavar's gaze elsewhere. If we send Sapphire back and they try questioning her on our condition and whereabouts, it could ruin the plans of all others involved. However, if it was implied that Sapphire left the amulet in her aunt's care with a note informing them that she was seeking something to aid the mistress, they wouldn't know any better until Shavar's next vision told her otherwise. And hopefully by then, her forces will be so scattered following false leads that it'll buy us enough time to grab the hard protection and continue on to the next amulet. It's not fleeing with her tail between her legs. It's surviving until what will inevitably be the toughest battle any of us will even be in.
She betrayed us and countless others for her own life once. She may do it again, Garen states.
Shavar made her empty promises, and she only realized that when she met us and Indy. She was being played the fool, a puppet, and she's cut off those strings and wants to help us. If she was still siding with Shavar, she would have kept her mouth shut. And if she was trying to preserve her life, she could have easily slipped from her binds at any point we weren't paying her mind and fled. But she stayed, because she wants redemption, and to help our cause. And if you don't believe me, go check for yourself.
Garen does that.
He does.
Yes, he does. And
Unless-
Oh,
go ahead.
Oh, okay. And he finds Sapphire and Envy underneath the tree, fast asleep. They both look very peaceful.
Burles, Envy.
I haven't seen Envy in a while. When did he leave camp?
And Burles is still in his trance. Agron states with a mild chuckle. Warm out a bit too much last night.
Jesus.
Evan's up.
No, that's side conversation.
That is you, Haley.
Yeah, and as Garen approaches the spot Sapphire was last kept, he finds Envy and Sapphire asleep at the base of a tree, snuggled up against one another.
Garen sighs under his breath. Envy, he says, looking down at the boy.
Envy remains dead asleep. His mask has been moved to the right of his face, and the mask itself covers his right eye and 1/4 of his face. He looks rather peaceful.
Kilsek walks over to Bellissa's tent to shake him awake.
Shake it, shake it, shake it.
Bliss does not wake up.
He does not.
Envy, Garen says in a louder, more forceful tone.
He stirs slightly, muttering something that can be made out as Celeste.
You're needed back at the camp. Leave the girl here. He says, turning his back and walking back to the main body of the group/camp.
Okay, Dad. And he says sleepily.
So begins probably one of the most ridiculous things ever in a campaign.
Yep.
Envy slowly gets up and makes sure not to wake Sapphire as he shuffles off to the camp. He leaves his cloak as a blanket for her.
Berlis, wake up!
Still shaking the tent. Still no response. I imagine
You get
Berlis'
high
story.
with that goddess. Did you just say, hey, let's throw an extra bit of crazy in the mix to see if we break the nemesis paladin?
Shit, I forgot. This is what happened. Oh shit, this is gonna get real.
Oh, crap, too far. Hang on, I have to go back up.
Envy hears this question and puts Envy.
I have to go back up. I'm sorry. Went
I
too
think I
far.
gotta see him.
Where am I?
What page are you on?
Okay, I think I've made it back. No, too far. Why?
229. 229 is what you're aiming
On
for.
229.
Near the bottom.
There we go. I think I found it. Envy hears this. Oh, there we go. Envy hears this question and puts a hand to his chin. I didn't, but yes.
Because we all seemed to be on the same page until she showed up.
Chaos. Envy says in a lighter voice.
Still you.
He looks at the fire. What's going on? Garen woke me up, he says in a normal tone.
When
Okay.
information is revealed, it is folly to ignore the truth in favor of the path you walk. I am telling you now, sending Sapphire back will be our end.
What information? Sapphire holds no weight in that regard. Vote now, Envy. Sapphire goes home. Yay or nay?
Wait, hang on. Sorry. Remnant and I are disagreeing on this one. Envy crosses his arms. Ultimately, Leif would break the tie, but he's sleeping. From what you can see on his face, it looks like it's at war. Yay, Envy finally says.
And let me guess, Berlis is completely flipped too. Oh, that is just a cherry on top. Kilsec shakes her head. Even if Berlis did agree, we would be tied. You know what? Fine. None of you naysayers is going to have her one of you naysayers is going to have her glued to your goddamn hip. You will not let her out of your sight, not even to take a piss. She can hide in your fucking shadow and bathe in your blood. That is a compromise.
Envy stares at Kilsec with flickering silver eyes.
You will be responsible for her every action.
Okay, fearless leader, he states.
Who is it going to be?
Envy slowly raises his hand. He pulls up Vince's as well.
Son of a bitch! This is just looks over at him like, we'll watch over her.
Motherfucker.
Guess we can help her with the trials while we're at it, and lad.
Give me a second. Sorry.
I didn't realize that you had pulled up Vince's hand as well. I just
Yes, I
realized,
did.
like, oh my god.
Oh, this was a whole thing, Haley.
Envy nods.
We need to chat. Anyways, lad. Vince pats the book at his side and be noticing for the first time it is a worn copy of his book.
Remember, she is not the group's responsibility. She is yours.
Oh, I'll remember. Trust me. I will.
Wouldn't you want to help her, Kilsec? I imagine she wants vengeance against Shavara, Envy asks innocently. He keeps the book in mind.
If we treat Shavara's victims as she would, are we no better than she?
Clearly, she is sweeter on you and your god. I am nothing more than a paranoid paladin to her. And if I was Shavara, I would beat her to near death and make her grovel and beg for forgiveness.
Vincent just stares hard at Kilsek.
But I am not Shavara, and have allowed you to voice your opinions. The halfling is not an avenger, just a fox that flips sides when it suits her.
If she betrays us at this point, I'll slit her throat myself.
I voiced my ideals on how she would redeem herself, but that's not good enough for you. Kilsek folds her arms. She gets the trials of Celeste, and I will take no further part in her journey. I mean nothing to her.
Envy observes quietly.
Now, didn't you have errands to run? Kilsek starts packing up.
And the fight happens.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Shit, and it cut out!
Yeah, basically, Envy and Kilsek had a nice big fight, and she ended up beating Envy to a pulp.
Yep.
Kinda.
No, she did.
Yeah, she did.
She did.
She did.
I think this is the part where it actually cuts back in with the dialogue, if we want to go over that, or do we just want to move on?
Part of it cut out. Fuck.
Let's just do a.
TLDR.
Let's just summarize it.
Yeah, there's some mean words said.
TLDR, yeah. TLDR, Kilsek's more human half got a little bit riled up.
Somebody's mom
Dug
was
up.
called a whore.
Yeah.
They also said
Yeah.
like, getting killed by demons.
Yeah, Kilsek got pretty upset because Envy just kind of kept pressing her to admit the truth, and she just ended up screaming at him various obscenities quite furiously, just trying to scream every terrible thing she can possibly imagine.
Including, evidently, somewhere in there was Asmodeus's cock.
Oh yeah, I will
Yeah.
be everyone's whore and fuck Asmodeus's cock. Is that what you want from me? What the fuck do you want from me? I am so fucking tired of your shit. Why can't you just respect me for who I am? And she kind of breaks down in tears, and you're just trying to break me. You're just trying to make me fail.
Why would you assume? And that's essentially what Remnant asks. Essentially. I think
And she just stomps off, absolutely furious and unable to look at him anymore without wanting to kill him. And she
Yeah.
just misty steps, gone.
Yeah, she
Ren-
takes off, and and Ibgurn basically goes wolf and chases after her, and they talk a little bit. Basically, Ibgurn's turn to play babysitter.
Oh, fuck you.
It's true though.
Yeah, it's true. Ibgurn kind of had to be a daddy at this point, or mommy, I guess, in this case. I don't know. I don't know in this Berlin's Ibgurn dynamic who the dad and who the mom would be.
So Tim,
All I know is that if they had kids, they'd be fucked up.
I resent that remark. I think Ibgurn and Burles would make great parents.
But still, who would be the mom and who would be the dad in that setting?
Burles
Burles
would
would be
totally be
both.
mom. Hands down, Burles would be mom.
Well, he is a woman a fourth of the time.
Well, not only that, but I just see her smiling and just like, oh, good morning.
I told you so many times not to take that female form. Please stop.
Oh,
Especially
my
not this
baby.
early in the morning. Oh god.
Dad, why is Mom sometimes a guy?
Don't ask questions, little one. Just go back to sleep. What the hell are you doing in your bedroom? Okay, sidetracking aside, but yeah, he chases after, talks to her a little bit, then basically heads back to camp to keep an eye on everything.
And Kilsek goes off to the graveyard because she wants to kill that banshee we left behind.
Yeah.
And we were planning on meeting there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Page 141 is whenever Garen meets up with her. If you don't, there's a little bit before it with Envy passing out.
Yeah. I was trying to make
41.
my power to awaken Awaken the original one. Forbidden one.
Do we want to jump to Killsec and Garen's talk?
The bromance awakens.
Yes.
Sure, if you want to.
The brosening.
I'm just kind of looking over the conversation between Ibgern and Killsec, and it's just like, feels. As they kind of had a little bit of a bonding moment, sort of there, just because, in a sense, well, Killsec's kind of conforming to the drow norms of her culture, even though she's only half drow. You got Ibgern, where he wanted to stand by his personal beliefs, but it kind of went against his cultural beliefs at the time, and that's kind of why he got booted. Basically, I'm not going to judge you because I probably done far worse than you, sort of thing. But I'm still here, and I'm still kicking.
Okay.
But yeah, if you guys want to skip ahead to that, I don't even remember.
What was it? Page 241?
242 is where it really starts. 241 is just whenever I mentioned that I was drunk.
For fuck's sake, I am one of the more liberal dwellers in the Underdark. I really wish I read this more thoroughly.
Yeah, just so you guys know, we got Ibgern who's gay, and we got Killsec who's a lesbian. So yeah.
Well, mostly lesbian. She can deal with guys.
Yeah, unlike Ibgern, where she's like, girls, no, stay away, stay away. He can't stand females in the intimate sense. It's kind of weird to him.
And Killsec thinks he's a pussy for that.
Well, females in intimate setting for Ibgern is like me with any kind of flying bug. I want nothing to do with it. Nothing at all to do with it. Just fuck off.
Which makes this even more impressive, Burles's sacrifice, because he swings both ways. But now he's willing to forego that forever to be with his twin soul.
And as everyone's going to see in Aglayla, things are going to get murky, but pushing on.
Okay. So let's start with around here, Evan.
Oh, yeah. Garen wordlessly approaches the seated paladin, standing over for 4 moments. Or what? Fuck.
You're not used to talking. It's okay.
A short moment before
Garen's going through puberty.
Setting down his shield and taking a seat beside her. He's some 2 feet away from her as he does this.
Killsec nods to him, acknowledging him.
Garen doesn't say anything. Words weren't really necessary, even if he really could put his thoughts to them. He had her back.
Some assurances couldn't be expressed in words, only silence. Killsec appreciated Garen's understanding of such things.
And so that's how he sat, silent and waiting until any other action was taken or words were said. Garen does a lot of that.
Silence. Forever.
There's some big gay going on
there. Let's see. Okay, we jump down to let's see. Yeah, that point? Yeah. Okay. If he wanted honesty from me, all he had to do was ask me. Killsec murmurs to herself in the lowly graveyard. She picks off any vines or growth that has climbed onto the gravestone. Garen, have I ever lied to any of you?
Garen glances over to his comrade in battle, bro, shaking his head. No, I don't think you have. He replies.
The half-truths.
My opinions are front and center, but he's always looking for something else.
Garen again nods, taking a few seconds to respond. I don't feel I ever understand that boy's insanity. He responds, sounding almost disappointed to admit it.
Recognizing insanity only does so much. I'm quite ill-equipped to help him. I envy you, Garen. No one ever questions you.
Don't. Garen says in a more quiet tone than normal.
Well, as your position in this group, I won't dare to assume what it is like to be you. You can just stand in silence and no one bothers you.
Garen shrugs, the sound of chains clinking coming from his arm there. At least you try to find some order in them, he responds, taking a look at the graveyard around them.
Kilsick shrugs.
Oh. Garen sits in silence for some time longer before finally speaking up. Kilsick, I felt something. Something I haven't felt in a long time, he says. His voice actually seeming less of a wall than before, starting to show cracks of worry.
What? Fear?
I feel afraid, Kilsick. Garen confirms, showing more emotion than he really ever had before in his tone, which still isn't. It's still fuck all. Fear of what I might have to do to keep in the peace in our group. Fear that when we come to face her, I won't be strong enough to defeat Shavar. I'm afraid I'll fall before I even get to her. That this will all be for nothing. It says, his voice beginning to trail off. Do you feel it too? His head tilts to look down at her as he asks his question. His eyes just barely visible in the visor of his helmet.
Kilsick nods. It's why I try my best to take control and wrangle the disagreements. I'm afraid that after many years of fighting and showing my dependability and honor all my life, that I'll only be remembered for failure of this mission.
Garen says nothing in response, looking back out across the graveyard. It was a strange feeling the place gave him. His legs suddenly came closer to his body as he sat, his arms resting closer to his sides.
But I refuse to give up. I will carry all of you on my back while crawling through hot rocks and filth if I have to. Even if my body is broken and my god turns away from me, I will not stop.
And I as well. I have no choice but to. He responds some few seconds later. His voice was returning somewhat closer to normal, but at the end of the day, there's still some levels of doubt in it.
Kilsick holds out a hand to Garen. Never lose the will.
Garen takes it in that cool action movie hand clasp bro way. Soon after he took it, his resolve seemed to return, and his grip tightened as he lifted himself to his feet.
And scene.
They clean some graves and beat up a ghost.
Yep.
Yay.
More specifically.
They don't just beat it up, like they bludgeon the fuck out of that thing.
Fair.
Okay, where do we jump to next?
I think it was actually at this point that Ibgren has whole communion thing, which I basically went over, and oh boy, yeah, it's nuts. Actually, if we want to go over that a little bit, because even though I did the TLDR, I think basically a lot of what Ibgren says here actually does sum it up a bit better. That is.
There's a bit of a summary at the bottom of 248.
Let me see here. Just trying to see. Yeah, this is shortly after he wakes up. I see it. I see the highlights.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Actually, we can start just a little bit above. Yeah, this is just after he wakes up in obvious pain. Burlesque, currently in his female form, mind you, because he is Vanya right now, which is a little bit strange, but Ibgern just kind of rolls with it. And he's obviously a little shaken. He's got new scars and such that weren't there before, and he's just kind of stammering out. It's, for fuck's sake, we can't keep fooling around like this. He swiftly climbs to his feet, walking away a short distance as he examines the new scars on his arm, revealing he has 4 deep gouges on his lower back that are clearly fresh and weren't made by any man or beast. The situation, the cause is more dire than we were made aware of. Ibgern turns, obvious tears in his eyes. Really thought this realm was decimated, overrun by rapes. He tightly grips his scarred arm. I was barely able to fight one of them when that happened. upon me. She managed to save me and confirm my thoughts. Her gods banished the evil gods into the abyss long ago, but one of them has regained enough strength to fight back now. Most of the other gods have either been imprisoned or killed. And this bastard is trying to invade Coralon's realm after tearing Relifans apart. All of us are on borrowed time, and we can't afford to drag our feet at this point. His head drops as the words leave him. Shavar is getting closer to achieving the second amulet as we speak.
Sadness.
I have no idea what page we're on.
Yeah,
Do we want to jump to the Isildi thing?
sure. Which basically, for that last little part there, the fact that Shavar was getting closer to the amulet than they originally thought is, yeah, her forces are in Aglila right now, and it's not a good situation.
Eh.
Let's see. There's the Smith. Keep going down because I know he visited the Smith and he visited the. I can't remember if he visited the Rogue before or after Isildi.
The rogue? Oh, I think it was before, because Isildi was the last person he saw, and then he immediately came running back.
The shopkeeper.
But then again, Zach is, Josh is away right now. I keep mixing up your names.
You know,
Oh yeah, where did he go?
So,
He had to take care of his wife.
Okay. Well, I gotta look anyway to see if I can find it. Where is it?
you know what the funny thing is? My dad's name is Josh. So the hilarity should ensue. So it's okay that you mixed up my name with his. Oh, it's not the first time. All right. So,
Fuck, has Berlis had a line in this whole thing?
No.
Fuck!
actually,
I am
every time
so
I think
sorry
Berlis is
for
gonna
you.
say
Oh
something,
no.
just like,
actually,
"Yo,
he does
no."
have a few lines. He does have a few lines with me, like whenever I have Leaf come out for the first time in the real world.
Oh man. Well, it was good to have you hang out with us.
Well, Tim, we want to get to know you better. We love you.
Actually, since we have to wait for Josh to get back anyway, do we actually want to start with the introduction of Leif, since this is the first time he's introduced into the game?
Where is it?
I mean, I met him before.
Yeah,
but we
you
were
did.
talking in Undercommon.
I believe.
You met the dreamer.
Yeah, we talked up in the tree.
Yeah. Jump to 256.
256. Oh, God. Goddamn computer does nothing but lag. It's so terrible.
Oh no, we lost him.
No!
Tim.
God. We're
He's
falling
furious.
apart.
And
He's like, I could have gone to a pan, damn it. Oh,
there
he's
he goes.
back.
Tim.
Tim.
Yeah, what page am I on?
256.
I just wish my computer would cooperate with me.
Yeah, you and I are on the same line. I think that's pretty much as close to a starting position as we're going to get.
Okay, Berlis crouches next to Ibgern, a warm bark compact with calming aromatics in his hand. After a few minutes, the Eldrin touches his face. How are you feeling?
Oh, God,
God.
Vanya!
It's
Well,
okay
it's
from
still
our-
Berlis. Vanya's
Oh,
just a
yeah.
It's
It's just a lady skin. It's alright, guys.
I don't know. That's somehow more concerning, just the man voice and the lady skin.
Okay, I can fix that, I think.
I'm not sure how, but I mean, honestly, the best bet would either be having me or Em read it.
Yeah, just like go up a couple octaves.
How are you feeling?
I don't know why I felt more weird.
How are you feeling?
How are you feeling?
How are
Again,
you
stop,
feeling,
stop,
baby?
How are
stop,
you
stop.
feeling?
Stop. Stop it. You're
I've
like
had to
triggered.
reload.
Better now?
Yeah.
Could Evan and M just made Ibgaren and parts forever.
No. You're not taking my wood elf. Fuck off.
I had to reload my fucking page again.
Okay, this thing is starting to make me hot. Go away, Wolfie.
You can't
Is it-
hack my wood elf, Zach.
Is it
Yep.
the wolf making you hot, or is it our voices?
It's the wolf. I promise you, it's the fucking wolf.
Yep.
Yeah, I figured.
Roll insight.
Alright. Oh,
Actually,
shit.
Zach, where are you at?
Forgive me, I had to reload my docs page. And
Shit,
now
I rolled a 9.
Sorry, Ed.
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and.
just read Leaf. Just tell his story.
Okay.
I don't.
So much for waking up properly, Leif.
Sorry, girl.
Leif says softly to himself in Celestial. His tone is soothing and calm. He attempts to get up from his position, but Jim is preventing him. Okay, Ibgern? Ibgern has calmed down a bit by this point, looking up from Thanid, because he started cuddling Thanid shortly after, because, that's... I described this before. Thanid is basically his service dog after the whole branding incident. And he looking up from Thanid at Burles, tears still present in his eyes. I'm not sure at this point. He glances towards Envy. She told me so much. At the same time, I feel so clueless. So helpless.
You did nothing wrong.
Now, I know you said to see Azildi about the sword.
That's Vincent. He's at the blacksmith right now.
I shall, but who you recommend as far as gems and trinkets to alleviate my bag?
Did you really have to read it for that line?
Yes.
Alleviate my bag.
No! Fuck off. Jen, I need to get up, Leif says to the chicken and Celestial. Jen swiftly moves off of Envy's body. Leif slowly raises from the ground. Okay,
Cool.
The sound of bone cracking can be heard from him.
Yeah. Creak.
Did that work? I guess you guys didn't hear me.
No.
A little bit. I'm scrolling down. Leif pulls out the swords. Too far down. Leif pulls the swords out of the ground. He gently sheathes them. His eyes are now flickering lightly as he stares blankly at Burles and Ibgern. Okay, this is Ibgern again. I should have known it wouldn't be as simple as confronting my father. A life I care about hangs in the balance.
Okay.
I couldn't protect him like I had before.
Okay, how's this?
Better!
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Go
ahead. Please.
Burles confidently states, "How much do you know?"
That's amazing. It's perfect. Continue.
Oh, yes.
Zach is dying. Leif looks on as he gently lifts his scythe without a sound. He hooks it to his back and slowly moves back to the tree. Perhaps it's not time yet, Leif says softly in Undercommon. Back to Ibgern. That fiend is a threat to everyone. He's killed and imprisoned other gods. He's tearing the divine realms apart. Even the gods themselves are on borrowed time. scrolling down. Oh, this is the halfling shopkeep, the oddity store.
Vincent does some shopping.
Basically, Vincent went to back to Get Hooked to do some shopping. Gems, wonderful gems, blah 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 blah. This basically, it took an hour to get all this sorted out, all of his goods sold and all that crap. It literally took an hour. Well, he didn't say that. But,
and then it's the Banshee fight.
Which, basically I can sum up with, don't fuck with Killsick.
Killsick lives up to the name.
Kill.
I will kill you in a sec.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll kill you in a sec.
Okay,
I've got 101 pages, guys. We're getting there.
Oh my god. Okay.
You poor old thing. I really wish you worked better.
I'm trying to find because I just found the line of burlesses and I'm losing myself in this banshee fight scene.
I think around this part, the bottom of what is this? 262, when Burles and Leaf are talking about the arguments between him and Killsick.
Oh my god, we have two Tims. What the fuck? Oh, yeah, here we go.
Timception.
Oh,
Tim, look over at yourself. Look to your right. Yes.
Okay, I lost my place now. Where are we?
We are at the bottom of 261, is it?
262.
Almost there.
Come on, you can do it, Zach. We got like half an hour.
135.
Oh my
We're
god.
getting there. Slow and steady.
I'm almost there.
I'm almost there.
I'd sing right now, but it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and my family is mostly asleep.
Sing it for us, Evan. You're all alone.
What's the song?
I'm almost there.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's from Princess.
Okay, am I wait a minute, did we go past Igburn's talk with Burles, like the whole god thing? Because I'm at Envy and Burles now.
Yes, we got through all that, and then we got started with the Banshee fight, and then I guess Burles went over after Ibgern's been all calmed down. He went over and checked on Envy.
Mm-hmm.
Envy, you're awake. Man.
Leaf.
Garen's like, what the fuck is up with this guy?
He's not all there. That's what's up with him.
Well, I mean, he is all there. It's just fragmented.
Yep. We almost got 200.
You're almost there. About 60 more pages to go. Maybe.
Okay, after a few
100.
minutes, the fingertips move to the sides of Envy's neck. She smirks at that. Well, they've never just gloated Sister
Goated.
fight. Yeah, goaded Sister Killsick into a fight and then throw a sword at her after she thrashes Envy. Just relax, she says. Are you feeling better?
I wonder why Leaf was so kind of awkward.
My feminine wiles.
I love it. I love it.
I'm sorry, Tim. Just I know you're singing for Vanya, but all I hear is Garfield. All I hear is Garfield.
Garfield?
I don't hear Garfield.
I don't know. I don't hear Garfield.
The lasagna cat or the Beals Warlock?
The Deals Warlock. The Deals Warlock. That's all I hear. And it's
No!
just like, God damn it.
Like this!
Oh,
I don't know what you're referencing, but I'm amused.
Long story short, Garfield, for anyone that watches, I believe it's Adventure League, is it, Tim? And he comes from?
What?
Where'd you pull Garfield from? I can't
The
remember.
Adventure Zone podcast with the Malcolm.
Adventure Zone, that was it. I was close. But yeah, in the original game of this, because there was like basically, it was kind of like an alpha run of the game. Pretty much is how I can describe it. We decided that, we already have Sith Lords and in a deals Warlock, and so Garfield came to be. Just on the ship.
Oh,
he lives on the spaceship. Don't question it.
For clarification, Garfield is anywhere there is a deal needs to be made. He's like Visa. He's everywhere you want to be.
Not quite in that sense, but let's roll with it.
Okay, so am I at 8:25 a.m.?
We're just waiting on Zach because he had to refresh because his computer's a derpader.
Yep,
You're getting there.
It might be a good time to wrap up.
Berlith in his female form, also known as Vanya, the disguised as wife of the merchant Ragagast, who is played by Vincent, is tending to Envy's, ass-kicked self. And she is helping to massage him back to some semblance of normal.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I'll go ahead and read Life then, since he's
Please.
busy. Okay, scroll back up.
So those words I heard
were hers, and yeah, Burles, the pain's gone. He gains a sudden expression. I'm not a failure, and we don't hate her, so why?
Once the fingertips slide down to Leaf's shoulders, a tapping accompanies the circling. Good. As for the reason why I can't answer that, I was resting when they fought. I can tell you, Envy said I lost his respect because I went against my nature, she states in confusion. Frankly, I don't understand it.
I think I'm about there. What page is it? Is it 64?
263.
62.
Yeah,
Back up a
262.
little bit. Back up a little bit.
Almost there.
Yes, we're at Burles, you got one more line. Has Envy
spent much time working and living in a group?
Hang on. Almost there.
You're at last Sunday. Envy has always been.
Hang on. Gotta go a little bit higher.
262. Come on.
I'm trying here.
I see you're trying. I think you're not in the shape, and I see you going up and down.
Where am I?
I don't know.
Still hearts. Hang on. A little bit higher.
The hearts.
Okay. I think we're about there. I think.
Do you see pink?
No.
She highlighted it in pink. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties because Zach's computer is a potato.
Yes.
I've highlighted it. It looks blue to me. Envy has always been somewhat of a wild card.
Cool.
It's page 262, about in the middle, I think.
We're about there.
Yeah, folks, it's not our fault we get held up. We kind of have varying technologies to deal with.
Look, it's not my fault that I get a...
Dinosaur. You got a dinosaur. It's a dinosaur. Dinosaur.
It's not your fault your computer's booty.
Yeah, it's your computer's time of the month all day, every day.
Ugh. Oh, I see a coca.
Almost there.
Is that you, little pink cursor?
I don't know.
Where are you at right now? Where are you at right now? Stop and read. Stop and read.
Blue and purple.
Yay! There you are.
Envy has always been somewhat of a wild card, never really pushing or pulling against chaos and its tides. No, he has not. He has had a partner, but not a group. This is foreign to him and Remnant. Have we really caused this much turmoil? Maybe it would be best if I left. Then there wouldn't be so much hate radiating off of. Oh, fucking hell. God damn it. Why can't I read?
I'm right there with you, Zach.
Adrastea.
Everyone, say my name. Adrastea.
Adrastea.
Adrastea. Adrastea. Adrastea.
Augustus.
Adrastea.
Thank
It's
you.
like we're chanting.
Then there wouldn't be too much
Adrastea.
hate radiating off of Adrestia, Leaf says softly. You notice that his voice is lighter than the rest of the personalities, more soothing than anything else.
Okay,
This is
I'm reading. Leave the group? Wait a minute. No, I'm just going to do the low voice. You guys cackle when I do the...
No, please keep doing it. I love it.
Yeah,
I'll stop laughing.
go ahead.
Leave the group, she says in surprise. Where would you go? Would you continue the mission against Shavara? Now I hear.
I never answered this question. I had a dream before waking. I need to find an ancient dragon named... God damn it, Haley. What's with you and fancy names, too? You pronounce this name.
Oh, yeah, you had that whole thing with... Yeah, also while he was dreaming, while Leif was asleep, he had an encounter with actually a dwarf druid that's going to be popping up later on. So yes, Leif made the dream before everybody else did. Yeah, now the chicken makes sense. And yeah, that name is Quimrailkrog. Quimrailkrog.
Quim Rail Frog.
Yep.
I'm just going to call him Kim.
That's what we did.
I didn't want to call him Kim. I'm honest.
Okay.
I wanted to just call him Kim.
Okay, go ahead.
An ancient dragon named Kim. It's where I'll give my first trial.
You were with us when we met with Celeste. She seems to want us together. If your trial involves an ancient dragon, I can understand why. Are you aware that the sister felled a dragon with one blow? Concern is clear upon Berlis's face. Why was your solution leaving instead of working to ease the tension in the group?
We're not going to fight the dragon. We're going to talk to it. And because I'm like a bad luck charm, it seems I cause misfortune wherever I go.
Unlike his other character, which he is just a fountain of fortune. Fountain of luck.
Berlis's female face softens with compassion. You can change that.
Why is everything
No, it's not luck. I've seen it with my own eyes. Envy is reckless. He just says and does things without thinking. Of course things go wrong when you operate that way. In every instance, if Envy just would have taken a few seconds to think before he acted, the outcome would have been different. He'd have been an asset instead of a hindrance.
What would you have me do? Scold him like a child? He knows what he's doing. The fact that he's so reckless because he has faith behind him. To get him out of trouble, he may cause. I don't control them. They're their own people, no matter how you may think otherwise.
Not scald. Speak. I don't presume to understand how your arrangement works. Vincent says they are you. I feel uncomfortable with the idea of Envy viewing us as his keepers.
They're aspects of me, shadows I cast. But now they're much more than that. They're stronger than that. They have their own thoughts and feelings. Envy definitely feels trapped. He feels stuck because he wants to follow with all the expectations, but he can't do it. He's not a soldier like Kilsec wants him to be. He can't be comfortable with everything you do. He wants the agency he had before. He just wants it all to end. He's tired and worn. He's barely 10.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He's a 10-year-old boy?
Mm-hmm.
But he's as mature as Leif is, for whatever that makes sense.
Think of it as experience being drawn in.
Okay.
He's a child. I knew he was young, but...
Remnant and Envy are young in age, but in mind they're the same as me in maturity. It's hard to grasp, hard to explain.
And how mature are you? She asks, and confusion clearly on her face.
It didn't sound like confusion.
No, no, it did not. In some regards, I'm as mature as you are, but in others, I'm not. After all, I'm only 20. I've just gotten to adulthood in a sense.
Okay, did I miss anything? I want to... Okay.
Sorry.
Cancel our line.
Sometimes I
sorry.
can be as mature as Ibgaren, but that's usually advice and not much else.
Berlis wraps up the boy in a motherly embrace. Oh, Leif, that's such a cruel fate.
Imagine how awkward this is, a company with just all of this. Just life is just awkward AF.
Leif is just so kind of out of it, he doesn't really care.
The dreamer just woke up from sleeping for like 5 years. Give him a break.
Yeah, go
on. Too far.
Are you still angry? Kilsec's not the only one that's been glaring at Envy and Remnant. They've asked instantly his punch.
I am angry at the situation. I see how Sapphire is being pushed upon us, and I am not thrilled about it, even if it's for the best. Envy can't keep creating problems, then second-guessing or antagonizing us when we do the best we can on an issue we shouldn't have had to deal with in the first place. Her hug intensifies. I could have lost him. She gulps. Envy talks of dying and sacrifice. I will follow that man into oblivion itself. I will give my very soul for him. However, I see a future. Hope. She releases the embrace and looks into Envy's eyes.
I imagine Leif's just looking, like moving his head back to look up.
Envy will die for much. But what will he live for?
And yeah, just to emphasize on that bit with I could have lost him. Technically, during the encounter after the tomb, Ibgern dropped. Like, for the first time in the game, Ibgern dropped to 0. Which, I'll admit, I was kind of terrified, because they were about to lose their healer. So, yeah.
That was outside the tomb, though. I had no power over that.
Yeah, so, anyway, continue.
Not everything is pain and misery. Sapphire gave up everything she wanted because of Envy. She had power at her fingertips, and she chose a life of danger. If her actions didn't end her life then and there. Her face softens just as every mother's has that's had to lead their child from adolescence to adulthood.
I love how I gave you love advice.
That's love. It's complicated, but she loves you. there's nothing more terrifying or more rewarding than that.
Okay,
I
Zach-
found it. We're not blind, Berlis. We know. The thing is, she's not alone in that endeavor. Neo is the same. Though she's after me and not Envy or Remnant. She's done everything to help us, like the little witch she is. Mia says with a blush and a smile, Envy is free to explore this development. I just don't know how it will affect her once he's gone. We will meld together at some point, our broken pieces put back together. Love is a tricky subject for us. We don't think we should pursue anything until after we are put back together. At the very least, establish some guidelines.
Berlis looks at the half-drow with a bemused look. Why, you little philanderer? Well, it's obvious why the ladies would fall for you.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Slowly turning into a Southern Belle here.
Walk away.
Don't you like that? Like, I'm sorry.
I'm loving
You're
it.
fine,
I'm
you're
loving
fine.
every moment.
we were fine until Evan started making noise. Evan, shut up. Tim, keep going.
Yes, please.
Envy doesn't think he's anything special. I say anyone that can entwine two hearts is pretty damn special. What's your view on that?
That's actually kind of funny considering later on. What's that?
What? Who? Huh? Spoilers? We steal hearts, not coin. Neo is only one that I've been with. Not Envy. Leaf has a dark blush on his face. Envy's been with Sapphire now, and that's why she's sleeping so well or for so long. Remnant just doesn't have an interest. My view is I want them to be happy and enjoy what life has to offer. Envy tends to steal by accident. Apparently, silver eyes are a very desirable trait to have. Leaf continues to blush. Neo's tribe is one example of letting us know.
Interesting. Do you two love them? Fuck, I keep switching voices.
It's okay.
It's okay. You're not naturally a female, so you're fine.
This is why Berlissa's mom.
I love Neo. She may not have a voice, but she's perfect in my eyes. Envy doesn't know. He hasn't spent enough time with Sapphire to know. Love just doesn't appear out of nowhere. It takes time and effort. You need to cultivate it, help it grow. Otherwise, like any flower, it wilts.
To be a fly buzzing around when Sapphire gets to talk about Neo and the merging of personalities, Berlis says with a chuckle.
Damn him.
That talk is coming rather than later. I'll be giving it after all. We must be responsible for this, even if Envy agrees in that regard. Sorry, go ahead, sorry.
Berlis looks upon the young man with knowing, gentle eyes. Giving one a taste of what they desire more than anything, then threatening to take it away could be a crueler fate than never giving it to them.
I know Neo doesn't mind polygamy. The flush has not gone down at all, but there has gone down a little bit, but there's still a pink tint there. But it's still weird.
And
all right, and yeah, that's it. That's where we're gonna wrap it tonight. Leave everybody when he gets introduced to basically the rest of the group, because at this point he kind of starts becoming a place or an actual thing where we go from Envy being the mainstay to life.
Whee!
But with that, I believe we are good. And actually, Ev, if you want to mark this place, that way we know where we're going to be starting off next time, because I don't know how much more is left after this. I'll have to look real quick before I go to bed tonight, but I'll look, and if we have any big parts, then we're fine. If not, then we can move on to the Agila downtime. So hopefully next time, folks, we'll be getting into that. Trigger warnings are going to be dropping like mad. But otherwise, until then, thank you for joining us for tonight's Downtime debrief, even though it started a little bit late. And
Oh no.
Oh,
Been frozen.
well, that's the stream there. You know, thank you for joining us. Bye.